Hi, it's Shastine, your Southwest Washington realtor, helping people just like you make the smooth move to Vancouver. So whether you're making that move in 9 days or 90 days from within Washington or across the country, I'm here to help. So let me know how I can help you by providing you with more information, and you can easily do that by subscribing, asking questions down below in the comments, or just reaching out. Me and my team, we get a lot of different texts, emails, and calls from people just like you that are looking to make the move to Washington. So we're here to help. And actually, today I am going to talk with you as a friend about some brutally honest things that you should know about if you're going to move here in Southwest Washington, aka Vancouver, Washington. So stay tuned. Now, the things I'm going to talk with you about may or may not be a negative for you. So that's always going to be pertinent to the person who's taking the information, right? I'm only going to provide the information. So there are going to be 5 things that you should honestly think about and decide if they're going to be a pro or a con in order for you to consider moving here. Now, this one is a good and a bad one. And that, of course, is weather. Now let's look at the bright side. I'm a positive person. Here in Vancouver, Washington, we really have mild temperatures. I mean, the average temperature is around 58 degrees overall. The winter time is in the low 40s. You know, it hardly snows here. We maybe get 2 dumps a year. It melts in about a week to 2 weeks. The summers are really mild, usually in the high 70s. Those are great things. Now, the negative things about weather may be like saying goodbye to, I don't know. Oh, wait. Yes. Saying goodbye to these. These are called open-toed shoes. So those of us who live in Washington, yeah, goodbye. You will not be wanting to wear those because the lovely, lovely gray skies that dump all these things called raindrops down are not good for naked toes sticking out of your shoes. So that is definitely a con. What are you going to say hello to with our lovely weather? You said goodbye to the open-toed shoes. Now, ladies, we are going to say hello to these. Yes, these are going to be our new best friends. Lovely boots. These will be what we wear on our feet because, yeah, we need to have them be covered. And also, you will want to become a fan of layers because here in Southwest Washington, our weather seems to not be able to know what it's going to do. It's very bipolar. So you're going to get ready in the morning and you're going to look outside and it's foggy and there's all these gray clouds and you're like, oh, I think I'm going to have to put a sweater on, put a flannel on, and put your boots on, your pants on. You're going to get outside and around 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, all of a sudden the sun comes out. It feels so hot. Don't know why, but it feels hotter than it really is. And then you're going to want to change your clothes. Now, all of this lovely weather talk has also allowed the state of Washington to actually become known for something else. See that green scenery that you will get because of that lovely rain? It actually beckons a lot of us to go outdoors, which means that that has helped the state of Washington to be ranked in the top 5 for fittest city in the U.S. Yeah. Now, some areas like Seattle, Washington are better than other areas of Washington, but whether you're in Seattle or in Vancouver, Washington, our state has breathtaking hiking areas, biking trails, rivers or lakes to fish, canoe, paddleboard, or boat in, and there are so many places to go, both in town or just a short drive away, which is what makes us a little bit more fitter. Imagine that. Now this next one, I don't know if I will make it a pro or not. I think it might be more of a con, and that always has to do with the dang traffic. Traffic in Vancouver, Washington, well, are kind of a really condensed city, which means there's two major fairways that go north and south, which is the I-5 and the I-205, with a few major fairways going east and west, which is Paddon Parkway, Southwest, SR 500, and Highway 14, which goes east and west. So those three freeways make it just a little tight on the commuting for us. I mean, otherwise what we're stuck with is we're stuck with a lot of inner city roads, which means a lot of lights. You're going to be stop and going until you get to those major fairways. So that's one thing to consider, right? Now, even though we don't have very good fairways and only a couple major freeways, we are still condensed. And because of that, that actually makes it so that really throughout all of Clark County, north, south, east, and west, and even going into Portland, Oregon, you're only on average going to be a 20 to 25 minute drive, which is phenomenal because whether you're shooting over into Portland, downtown Portland to enjoy all of the many benefits of entertainment that they have over there, or hopping into the airport at PDX over in Oregon, you're really only going to be about 25 minutes max. And that's only if you're coming central, coming north centrally, going into Portland, Oregon. So, you know, that's really good. I know there's a lot of friends of mine that live in California or like Texas, and they laugh because they're like, Shastine, it takes me 45 minutes to get to the grocery store. And that's like mind-blowing to me. So here, not the case. Here, because we're condensed, that's the way that they've done it here. We actually you're on those roads just a short distance before you're maybe at that main destination that you need to be at. So traffic, you do have it. Our roads are not perfect. However, we're condensed, so you won't have a large amount of drive time. So that can be a plus or minus. Now, if you've come from a state that maybe there's wide open spaces, or maybe like in certain areas, there's huge communities where you feel like you're, you know, in a miles and miles of a beautiful community with all of its own stores and shops, you're not going to find that here in Vancouver, Washington. In fact, if you're looking at any large planned communities and that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find them here in Vancouver, Washington. In fact, we're just a little behind in changing our zoning so that we can keep up with the amount of growth that we've been having over the last few years. They seem to be keeping with that condensed model down at the county office, and frankly, we're kind of growing faster than what our county, faster than the county actually changing the zoning so that more homes can be built. In fact, 2020 census shows that Vancouver, Washington, the Clark County, Washington area was having, I think their population was over 500,000, making it Washington's 5th most populous county. So we have some stretching to do. And until that stretching takes place, that means that our community, our suburbs, look more like the Brady Bunch, with all the ages squished under one roof. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, you're going to find all ages of homes and builders squeezed together in one area or proximity from each other, which means we don't have large planned communities. You know, like for instance, Florida and Texas, where they build whole towns, like 300 to 800 homes in a gated area with its own shopping mall, with its own little, you know, grocery stores, and it just seems like it's, you know, utopia area. You're not going to find that here, unfortunately. Not here. We have what I call infill building, which is where you will have all ages of homes within a half a mile to a mile radius, meaning that you could be driving down one street, you have a 1970, you go down, turn down another street, 1990, turn down another street, 2015, and then you come into 2022 built homes, and there's only 15 of them, but you're having to drive all the way through. That's what you're going to find here. Just sardined, all different ages, right in one central little community. And so, they're nice areas. Certain areas has its own feel, but that's what you're going to get. Just be expecting that. Okay, let's move on to the next, shall we? Okay, I have 2 more for you. And this next one, CNBC indicated that Washington ranked within the top 5 for the most expensive state to buy a house in 2022. Ouch. Yeah. Washington ranked number 4 and Oregon ranked number 3. And the average sales price actually increased from 2021 to 2022 from $514,000 to $588,000. Now, I posted the link below from CNBC if you actually want to read that article. But yeah, ouch. To buy a house here in Vancouver, Washington, we're ranked in the top 5 as being the most expensive. Now, it may still be a plus because maybe you are moving from an area where the average sales price is even higher than $588,000. And if that's the case, well then, that's a plus. Now, for those of you who may live in areas where it's not and are now in sticker shock, here's another plus for you. Let's look at another determining factor that affects affordability. And then you can determine whether it's a plus or a minus. Now, this can be a pro. It's actually, a determining factor that affects affordability, which is taxes. Yes, let's talk about taxes. Nobody likes taxes, I know, but this case you might actually like this because we are ranked number 15 out of the US for how well we structure our tax systems for 2022, according to the taxfoundation.org. And they evaluated all of the important tax concerns that a prospective buyer who may be looking to make the move here in Southwest Washington. And so what they looked at is they looked at things like the corporate tax, individual income tax, sales tax, and property taxes. And they took all of those and they reviewed all of the numbers. And we came out at number 15. Not too bad, right? Now, Oregon came out at 22. Still not too bad, but we still came out better. And so with all of that, that could be something that actually offsets for you, even though the affordability to buy a home is kind of high here in the state of Washington, our tax benefits can far outweigh that. And so I hope that you found this information helpful for you. I know I was encouraged by it. So with that being said, the tax advantages could actually still make it a huge plus for you to be able to move here in Washington and not feel that it's out of your budget to do so. So with all of these pros and cons, depending on what you think that they are, I hope that you found it to be helpful. I hope you were encouraged and not discouraged, but if anything, more educated on what you're going to encounter if you decided to make the move here. Would love to be able to help you with that. But until next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great home buying and selling day.